there, Tenno. Better get on the trolley for Sirius and Orion. These celestial siblings are set to shatter the skies and defy their fate. The Stalker's boys are fresh on the star chart, and both are wrangling for the spotlight at center stage. And if you want to keep up, you'd better know your onions. You can acquire these bundles of joy after completing the Jade Shadows and Jade Shadows Constellation quest lines. If you haven't done that yet, Tenno, a fair warning to you, what follows will likely contain spoilers. Once you square that away, you'll unlock 2 missions, Scoria's Angel and the Kuva Witch. You can access them from Pontus Tower on Uranus, or launch them directly from the Imperium chart if you prefer. Completing these missions earns you the currency needed to purchase their parts, and if Lady Luck is smiling, you might even get the parts as drops. Your choice in Jade Shadows determines which lad takes the stage first, but worry not, Tenno. You can change it up in a pinch. Let's take a peek at those abilities, shall we? Coronal Ejection sends Sirius hurling his scythe forward, cleaving through enemies with heat damage and heat status. Upon its return flight, the scythe scoops up anything in its path. Health, energy, void reactant, you name it, Tenno. It's a reliable way to stack hefty heat status from afar while tidying the battlefield at the same time. Orion's version, Gravitic Slash, is a vicious sweeping arc that delivers slash damage and status as well as armor strip. It also knocks enemies back for good measure. If you ever need a can opener, Tenno, this'll do the trick. Jade Stars is reminiscent of dear old mother, summoning 7 jade motes that aid during your attacks. Each mote triggers on successful hits or offensive abilities, dealing heat damage and heat status. This ability is quite useful for maintaining momentum and layering punishment on anything you're carving through. Astral Shell is a power worthy of a space ninja. When Orion takes damage, he's instantly protected and leaves behind a decoy that detonates after 5 seconds, dealing a bit of blast damage. The decoy has a 5-second cooldown, but you can recast Astral Shell to bypass it. Though you'll rarely need to. These abilities are applied to both brothers upon use. Light's Sanctuary creates an expanding zone of light that heals, revives, and provides damage reduction. As the zone expands, it grows in power. It may not sound like much on paper, but in practice can be a lifesaver during combat. Event Horizon creates a moving black hole that drags enemies into its core. If the boys use their first ability on the Singularity, it can be nudged along the battlefield accordingly. Orion's Gravitic Slash propels it forward, and Sirius's Coronal Ejection shifts it into reverse. Eventually, Event Horizon expires and detonates, resulting in heat damage. Tenno, as you utilize the 6 aforementioned abilities, you will also be filling the constellation seen here on the screen, which leads us to their final ability, Celestial Clash. When activated, Sirius and Orion ascend into a skybound duel, clashing their weapons, wreaking explosive havoc upon all in view. Each clash, triggered by button press according to Brother, causes incredible blast damage to all enemies in range and within line of sight. The more stars in the constellation filled, the more clashes available, up to 7, with the 7th clash being the most devastating of the sibling squabble. While this ability is active, you may fly at will with no energy expenditure, and can use roll to teleport a small distance. Now then, Tenno, let's get down to brass tacks. You want builds, don't you? We'll start with a low investment, beginner-friendly build. You may adjust this to your liking, of course. It's merely a manageable setup to get you acquainted with the boys and see if they're a good fit. On Sirius, we have a bit of energy management highlighted here. Basic survivability here, and ability improvement here. Sirius tends to bring order to a chaotic battlefield, and that's what we try to make happen with this setup. It allows his abilities to expand and expound upon his brothers. With Orion, we have more of a focus on ability strength and range, with his energy needs addressed here. Orion is a heavy hitter, hungry for energy, yes, but easily fed. But I know what you want, Tenno. You want the big boy version. On Sirius, we invest in Archon mods as they come with additional benefits. Archon Vitality for improving our heat damage, Archon Stretch for energy intake, a companion can trigger this for us, and Archon Intensify for more ability strength from Sirius's healing. We upgrade to Prime mods where applicable, and exchange Energy Nexus for Alga Secrets as our energy needs have most definitely been tended to. arcanes are subject to your preference, Tenno. I've selected Arcane Tempo and Arcane Avenger, as I prefer to use the Phantasma with the boys. Orion, much like his brother, sees Archon Stretch and Prime Flow replace their lesser counterparts. The aura changes to Corrosive Projection, allowing you to dole out damage more efficiently. The rest remain as they were. He's a powerhouse, Tenno. Arcanes, again, are at your discretion. I've selected Arcane Avenger and Molt Augmented. Archon Shards, much like Arcanes, are up to you. Pick what's comfortable, Tenno, but if I may, have a look at what I've been using. Now you know the lyrics, Tenno. Let's sing the song. Sit back and enjoy the dulcet tones of my voice as I lend you some battlefield tips. Sirius and Orion are always vying for control, and as such you should indulge them by switching every couple of ability casts. This will allow their passive to trigger and grant you more ability efficiency in the fray, saving you precious energy. Simply hold down the ability you wish to switch to, and the according brother will then perform it. This will also assist in filling the constellation meter with stars. If you've been adhering to Orion's build, you will do best to ensure that the first two casts are from him. This will ensure that the final two strikes of Celestial class do maximum damage. As offensive as Orion is, his abilities often lend to crowd control. Using a well-placed Gravitic Slash will push enemies away should either brother need some breathing room. Event Horizon is also terribly effective when used in a game of table tennis between the two, pulling in enemies and filling star meter during the ability swapping. You can aim the direction of the singularity at will, Tenno. Do you see? Light Sanctuary might seem to be reserved for a more stationary approach, and it can be, but I'd recommend casting it willy-nilly, as Sirius will only benefit from more ability strength should it heal anything. Again, it fills your constellation meter. The boys are powerful, Tenno, so much that they require very little guidance so long as you're keeping them both in the mix. Build your constellation meter, unleash celestial wrath, rinse and repeat. Well, Tenno, what are you waiting for? You know where the party is. Put on the Ritz and score some hits. Those missions won't complete themselves. And Tenno, see you next time.